Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll look at adding comments to Java code. So what are comments? Comments are notes written to a code for documentation purpose. These are not part of the program and does not affect the flow of the program. The comments are excluded from the compiled code. Many developers don't write comments for their codes, and later on, it is a nightmare for the person supporting it or modifying it. So what's the purpose of providing code comments? Purpose is users should be able to use a particular method just by reading its comments. There should not be any need to look at the code. In fact, in most of the cases, users will not have access to the source code files. We'll see this in a few minutes from now. As a good practice, you should add comments to all your codes. There are two types of comments in Java. First one is Javadoc comments and second one is developer comments. Javadoc comments are used to define the purpose of the class, its authors, version details, as well as its method details such as core functionality of the method, parameter details, and exception it throws, etc. Whereas developer comments include technical details related to implementation such as particular algorithm or logic you use to solve the problem, anything not implemented properly, and things you left for future implementation, that is to-dos. To understand the comment syntax better, let us write a new class. Go to Eclipse. We are going to use the same project, first Java project. Go to the src folder, right click on it, new class. In the name field, type comments. Leave other settings to default and click on finish button. Eclipse generates comments.java file for you. Let us now write the main method. In this method, we are going to write statements to print number from 1 to 5. Let us start writing. Save the file. This code prints number from 1 to 5 on the same line. Note that we are using print method and not println. Execute this code to test the output. To execute, right click on the code editor window, run as Java application. In the console, you will see the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me first expand the working area. So you can click on the minimize button over here. To restore this section, you can click on the restore button. Let us keep it minimized for some time. Let us start adding comments to the code. I'll first add Javadoc comments for this class. Javadoc comments starts with a forward slash followed by 2 asterisks and ends with asterisk and followed by a forward slash. Type forward slash asterisk asterisk and press enter. Eclipse will complete the comment section for you. Now start typing the comment. This is the comment for the class. So I'm going to give some information about this class. Eclipse has provided my name as author. Let us add the version information 1.0.0. Save this file. So we have specified Javadoc comments for this class. Let us define Javadoc comments for the main method. Same way, type forward slash double asterisk and press enter. Provide the method details. And this method accepts some arguments. So we'll provide information about arguments. Save the file. So we have provided sufficient Javadoc comments. Let us now write developer comments. There are two types of developer comments. First is multi-line comments. It starts with forward slash and asterisk and ends with asterisk followed by forward slash. Type forward slash asterisk and press enter. Eclipse will complete the developer comment section for you. Start typing the developer comments. Save the file. Now these asterisks are not required. Only requirement is these comments should start with forward slash and asterisk and ends with asterisk forward slash. Also note that multi-line comments can't be nested. That is, I can't have multi-line comment inside another multi-line comment. Compilation will fail in such cases. For example, let us now add another multi-line comment inside this comment. Now notice that Eclipse has started showing error on this line. Why this error is coming? Because multi-line comment should start with a forward slash and asterisk, and the moment it finds asterisk and forward slash, it ended the comment over here. So anything out of this is not included in the comment. We should not nest the multi-line comments. Let us undo the work. Save it. We have seen multi-line developer comment. Second is single line developer comment. It starts with double forward slash. Let us now add one single line comment. You can very well use multi-line syntax to write single line comments as well. For example, I can write, save it. To-dos are not related to single line or multi-line, but you can add to-do to comments to note down something for future implementation. For example, let us add one to-do. You can add multiple to-do statements. I can add one over here as well at the starting of the main method. To-do sum xyz. Save it. For all the to-do statements, the Eclipse will show a blue rectangle at the end of the line. And these rectangles will help you to directly jump to the to-do statement. So we have added Javadoc comments as well as developer comments. You must be wondering what is the difference between Javadoc comment and developer comment. Apart from Eclipse shows the Javadoc comments in blue color and developer comments in green color. Let me explain. Developer comments are for the programmers or developers who will be supporting or modifying your code, the code that you had written. And Javadoc comments are for the users who will be using your class and methods. They will not make any changes to your class. They will just use your class. In fact, in most of the cases, they will not have access to Java files. They will work with class files only. Let us see an interesting example. I have written a string utils class which has a reverse method. If I pass my first name Udayan, this method returns its reverse NAYADU. I have also written a test class to test this functionality. Don't worry at all about the codes written in these two classes. We will see in the coming lectures how to work with arrays and how to call static and non-static methods of a class. Execute the class, use string utils to check the output. Right click, run as Java application. It is working fine and we see the correct output. Now suppose I made the compile class available for free users. That is, users are free to use reverse method of string utils class, but they can't have the source code. So how users of a string utils class will come to know about the details of this method, such as its name, any parameter it accepts, and the value it returns, and moreover its purpose. What is the functionality this method is providing? Remember, we can't open class files and text editor and go through the comments, and moreover the comments are not included in the compiled code. Then, do I need to write another document explaining about this class and its methods? Answer is yes and no. Confused? Let me explain. Yes, we need a document that explains everything about classes and methods. Without this document, it will be difficult for the users to work with the class file. And no, for we don't have to write it. Big relief, isn't it? There is a Javadoc command that generates the documents for us. In Eclipse IDE, functionality of the Javadoc command can be accessed by clicking on the project menu and then click on generate Javadoc. Let us now generate the documents for both the classes, string utils and comments.java. Expand first Java project, expand the source folder, click on default package and check the classes for which you want to generate the document. So in this case, I want to generate documents for string utils as well as the comments.java file that we created just now. Eclipse has also provided the destination folder for the documents. If you are okay with it, don't change it, or otherwise you can click on the browse button and select different location. Also, the Javadoc command is correctly mapped. Leave other settings to default and click on the finish button. If no errors, the documents will be generated successfully. Open the doc location in the file explorer. In case you want to find out the directory path of your doc files, right click on the doc folder, click on properties, copy the location contents. Open the file explorer, then paste the path, press enter, and you will see all the code documents. Double click on the index.html file. This is the Java documentation for your classes. Click on the links on the left hand side to go to the respective classes. If I click on comments, then the Java documents for the comments class are shown. This is the class level Java doc comment. Let us now verify it, whatever we provided in the comments class. So this is the same comment we provided. Author is Udayan, version is 1.0.0. Author is Udayan, version is 1.0.0, and the comment is as it is. Now to check the comments for the method, click on the method link. Minimal details are shown at this section. To check all the comments, click on the method name link. So now you see all the details. This is the method description that we provided. And this method takes one parameter, that is of string array type. Note that all developer comments are excluded from this document. Click on the string utils to see the Javadoc comments for this class. Now let me open Eclipse and Chrome side by side so that we can compare Javadoc comments easily. Check the class level comments, version and author information. It matches with the Javadoc comments we provided. Click on the method link. It has got one method reverse, but it shows very less details. Just one line of the comment. Click on the method name to see more details. Now you see all the lines in the comments plus parameters this method takes and the value it returns. So by looking at the document, I know that name of the class is string utils. It has got a method reverse. This method has public access specifier. That means we can call this method from our codes. Method is static. This method takes a string and also returns a string after reversing it. So let us now use this information, but I need class files as well. Let us first copy the bytecode for a string utils class. Go to the project folder under your workspace folder, first Java project, go to the bin directory, and you can see the string utils.class file. Copy this file. We'll paste it to some other directory outside this workspace to make sure that we don't have access to .java file over there. Let me create another folder inside work and name it to code1. Paste the copied class file over here. Now open Notepad++ and start writing your class that will make use of reverse functionality. Save the file. Let us save it under the same location where we copied string utils.class file. Change the file type as Java. And any guesses about the name of the Java file? It should be same as the name of the public class, that is test string util. Save the file. Let us open the command prompt to compile and run test string util class. To open the command prompt, right click on this file tab, open containing folder in CMD. This way we directly land inside the working folder. We don't need to use the cd command to change the directory. One more shortcut to save some time. To check the contents, use dir command. So we have our test string util.java file and string utils.class file at the same location. Let us compile test string util.java. Command is javac space test and press tab to autocomplete. Press enter. No errors. That means the code was compiled successfully. Let us check the contents again. Dir. Now you see test string utils.class file generated. To run this file, type java test string util. There should not be any .class extension when you run. The output is showing the reverse of a string we passed. And that's it. Java document helped us to use a string utils class. As a user, I don't want to know how reverse method is working. I am just interested in what part. That is, what is this reverse method for? I am stopping this lecture here and I will finish this topic in next lecture.